your body grows bigger.
Your mind loves flower.
It's great to learn.
Cause Mo knowledge is Mo power. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Mo Info with Mo Moffat. Today's topic is going to be about today's midterm elections. Believe it or not, this election is going to be extremely pivotal for our future. A lot of people think that only the presidential election matters when it comes to what we put our vote into. But this coming election, there are extremely important positions in our government up for grabs. These positions include all 435 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, 1/3 of all U.S. senators, 36 state governors and 3 U.S. territory governors, as well as many city mayors. Now, just in case you're thinking, do I care about anything that's being voted on in this election?
Why should I worry? Tell me, why should I care?
Well, let me tell you about some important platforms. Number 1, healthcare. You could choose a candidate that will defend the pre-existing condition amendment of the Affordable Care Act. Number 2, taxes. How much you're taxed, what your tax dollars go into, vastly differs depending on what party you decide to vote into Congress. Number 3 is immigration. Some politicians want to bring immigration to a complete halt, even deporting people who are currently applying for citizenship and permanent residency. Meanwhile, others have been pushing to reform legal immigration and have been trying to pass the DREAM Act for young children who were brought to the U.S. as children and who are American in every sense of the word except for on paper. Platform number 4, the environment. Under the Trump administration, the U.S. withdrew from the Paris Agreement, which is the signature international climate treaty. Democrats are typically champions of climate science and want to pass legislation to help protect the planet. So if you feel strongly about environmental conservation and climate change, please go vote today. Now, let me tell you why it's important as someone who is marginalized to go out and vote, like if you're a woman or a person of color. In our country, women didn't get the right to vote until 1920. Native Americans, the first people who were in this country, didn't get the right to vote until 4 years later. And African Americans didn't assuredly and freely get the right to vote in this country until 1964. In terms of other countries around the world, women in the UK couldn't fully vote until 1928, women in France couldn't vote until 1944, and in Saudi Arabia, women couldn't vote until 2015. The more people fail to vote, the belief that votes don't matter becomes closer to a self-fulfilling prophecy. The number of democratic countries in the world was on the rise during most of the 20th century. However, it has gone into a decline in recent years, with increasing numbers of countries including Russia, Turkey, Iran, and Venezuela that hold elections with the absence of any meaningful political contestation. So this is a right that we could very well lose in this country too. Anyway, to sum it all up, I just really hope that you go out and vote today. Make your voice heard so that we can make a better government together. Remember, Mo knowledge is Mo power, and I'll see you next time.